Welcome to the Litany of Catholic Martyrs for August 31st. As Catholics, we are assured of a constant thread of over 2,000 years of tradition and moral teaching. Within this thread are those who have sacrificed their lives through the shedding of their blood for the faith and Holy Mother Church. On this day we remember these martyrs, in whom, through their sacrifice, have aided in the growth and stability of the Holy Catholic Church. As noted in Catholic Catechism number 2473, martyrdom is the supreme witness given to the truth of the faith. It means bearing witness even unto death. The martyr bears witness to Christ who died and rose, to whom he is united by charity. He bears witness to the truth of the faith and of Christian doctrine. He endured his death through an act of fortitude. Quote, "Let me become the food of the beasts, through whom it will be given me to reach God." Close quote. So in union with this, I offer this story from Bishop Fulton Sheen. Did I say Gene? Fulton Sheen, sorry. He explained in his story that when the communists took over China, they imprisoned a priest in his own rectory near the church. And after being locked up in his own house, the priest looked out the window and was horrified to see the communists enter the church. Once they were inside, they went into the sanctuary, and they broke open the tabernacle, and in a hateful act of desecration, they threw down the ciborium, scattering the host on the floor. The priest knew exactly how many hosts had been in the ciborium: 32. Now when the communists left, they either didn't notice or didn't pay any attention to a small girl praying in the back of the church, who witnessed everything. That night she returned and, slipping past the guard at the rectory, entered the church, where she made a holy hour, perhaps of reparation, for the desecration she witnessed of the Blessed Sacrament. After her holy hour, she went into the sanctuary, and kneeling down, she bent over and received Jesus in the Holy Communion with her tongue, since it was not permissible at that time for laymen to touch the sacred host with their hands. Each night the girl returned to the church to make her holy hour and receive Jesus in Holy Communion on her tongue, just as she did the first night. On the 32nd night, after having consumed the last host, she accidentally made a noise that awoke the guard who was asleep at his post by the priest's residence. From his bedroom window, the priest could only watch in horror as a heart-rending scene unfolded before his very eyes. The girl tried to run away, but the guard caught up with her, and with the butt of his rifle, he struck her until he had beaten her to death. The death of a martyr. So the following is a list of those the Church asks us to remember today. As always, please pray for the families of those who were martyred on Easter Sunday in Sri Lanka. At Cardona in Spain, Saint Raymond Nonatus, Cardinal and Confessor of the Order of Mercedarians, renowned for holiness of life and miracles. At Treves, the birthday of Saint Paulinus, a bishop, who was exiled for the Catholic faith by the Arian Emperor Constantius in the time of the Arian persecution, which was long, brutal, and bloody. By having to change the place of his exile, which was beyond the limits of Christendom, he became wearied unto death, and finally dying in Phrygia, received a crown from the Lord for his blessed martyrdom. Also the holy martyrs Robustian and Mark at Transacae among the Marsi near Lake Celano, the birthday of the holy martyrs Crescidius, priest, and his companions, who were crowned with martyrdom in the persecution of Maximinus. Must be different than Maximus, or Maximius. It's Maximinus, which I think means greater, lesser. I don't know. Anyway, at Caesarea and Cappadocia, the saints Theodotus, Rufina, and Amia. The first two were the parents of the martyr Mamas, who was born in prison, and who Amia brought up. At Athens, Saint Aristides, most celebrated for his faith and wisdom, who presented to the Emperor Adrian a treatise on the Christian religion containing the exposition of our doctrine. In the presence of the Emperor, he also delivered a discourse in which he clearly demonstrated that Jesus Christ is the only God. At Auxerre, Saint Optatus, bishop and confessor. In England, Saint Aidan, bishop of Lindisfarne. When Saint Cuthbert, then a shepherd, saw his soul going up to heaven, he left his sheep and became a monk. At Nusco, Saint Amatus, bishop. On Manzanario, near Florence, Blessed Bonajuncta, confessor, one of the 7 founders of the Order of Servites of the Blessed Virgin Mary, who gave up his soul into the hands of the Lord, whilst discoursing to his brethren on the passion of our Savior. These are the men, women, and children we think about today, we emulate today, and hopefully, if we are presented with a situation where we need to defend our faith, we act like. Thank you all for being here this morning.